Hey guys, hope you're doing well. As you can see, I'm in the snow. I'm driving through the snow, driving back home to Northern California. I'll give you a kind of a look around here. I'm stopped up on top of a summit here somewhere in eastern Oregon. Still a long ways from Northern California, but I'm making my way slowly. Just wanted to talk about just a few things. I don't know how you guys feel about preparation and all that, food preparation and just kind of general preparation. Just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I'm an advocate of that. I'm an advocate of being prepared. Even on this trip, I was prepared to make coffee on the road. Got my little burner and this is going, and got my French press over here, and yeah, so it's coffee on the road, and it's kind of open here, and there was nowhere to stop, so I whipped out my little coffee making assembly. Besides, my legs were getting cramped from driving, and still got a long ways to go to hit any kind of civilization. So here I am. Put some sandbags in the back to keep some weight in here. I actually got new back tires on in Idaho because yeah, I was slipping around a little bit on the trip up to Idaho. A couple of times the back end whipped on the freeway too. It just did a little whip, and it was enough to where I did not like it. And the first time it whipped just a little bit, and then the second time it whipped enough to kind of put me sort of in the other lane, and nobody was there. Thankfully, there wasn't a lot of traffic, but I can tell you what, it was not pleasant. So anyway, yeah, preparedness. I'm just kind of showing you around kind of my general preparedness for traveling in these conditions. The idea being, I'll go around this side, that if I were to be driving a little Nissan and slide off the road, that I'd have a few things to tide me over. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So yeah, I just got a little buddy heater here, sleeping bag, blankets, some propane to keep the little buddy heater going, and these are the ones used for the stove. I also like this thing here. This is a charger, so you could turn it on. You can charge batteries and different things with it. Charge just about anything. It's great. It's a little power pack. This thing's really awesome. I love having it. And yeah, just general stuff. Some groceries or some food, and got my other camera that I use this one mainly for the other channel, the NorCal Timber Faller channel, because it has that wide angle lens on it. I use the phone mainly for this channel. So yeah, just general preparedness. But that being said, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, because that's something that we're talking about, the rapture and all that on the last couple of videos, and I just kind of brings up a topic like, how are we to live knowing we're in the times we're in? And I guess I would say that always the best policy, even these times or even times before this, would have been to hold on loosely to this life. Meaning, I've noticed even among Christians this real tendency to cling to this life, even when for me, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because first of all, other than the relationships that we have with other people, things like that, but just what I'm talking about is people that clinging to this life in general. And there's a lot of great things about this life. I love the nature and everything, and all of that, and the relationships and all of that. But the thing is, if you're a believer, you're going to have those relationships you have with other people are going to go on as well into eternity. You know, if you're watching this and you're a believer, I'm going to see you. Even if I haven't met you, I'm going to see you in eternity, I'm sure. So even if I never meet you here in this temporal life. And that's kind of the point of this video is, yes, it makes sense to do common sense things, and I do them. I do some food storage. I do some general preparations. I don't want to be completely reliant, you know, 1 week away from, if there's a disaster, like we had an earthquake in Northern California recently, and if there's a disaster or something, I don't want to be going to the store and have, you know, half a day's worth of groceries. I'd rather have some rice and stuff stored up, and I just think that's common sense. I just I try to store up 6 months, a year, maybe even a year's worth of stuff that you could basically get by if things were real tough. It could be anything. It could be economic times. It could be a disaster. It could be lots of things. But I think common sense stuff, it just makes sense. Just general preparedness. I think where it gets a little crazy is when it gets real fearful, to the point where we're clinging on to this life, thinking of every possibility, digging, you know, multiple bomb shelters, and just, you know, when we're really just making it an obsession, spending our last cent on trying to cling to this life, essentially. And so I think there's a balance. I think everything does have a balance in general preparedness, and if you have a few extra, you know, some extra money to put towards building up some food storage and building up your general preparedness, especially in these times, I would highly recommend it. It absolutely makes sense. But is that what's going to save us? Is that what's going to is that what we need to be relying on, and is that what we need to be counting on? No, we don't count on anything temporal, including our own bodies, including any of it. We don't ever want to rely on any of that. It's just simply a practical, common sense, good stewardship type of thing to do. That's it. And to take it much beyond that, I think, is unhealthy. And that's my thoughts on it. So you guys feel free to chime in, but I just wanted to kind of throw that out there and see what you guys' thoughts were on preparedness and things like that. And then the other final thought I would leave with you is also, when it comes to materialism and stuff, every material item, everything we work for, strive for, has a cost to it. And it's not just a money cost, it's a time cost. So you know, it's just a thought process of, for me, it's been a thought process of, what do I want to invest my time in? What do I want to invest whatever money I have, or whatever I'm blessed with? How do I want to invest it? Do I want to, you know, chase after the worldly things, you know, try to buy bigger, better, more? Or can I be just happy with basic things, with basic necessities? And I have more than the basic necessities. I have, you know, a piece of property. I have a place to live. I don't have a house. I have 2 trailers, but they're more than adequate. And eventually I'll buy a tiny home, but I have more than enough. I really do. And so, chasing after better and bigger, for me, is not even, it makes no sense. And there was a time in my life when I desired those things, or when I really chased after things like that. But thankfully, I can say that time has passed, and I'm happy that it has. And I would rather be doing these videos, rather be talking to you guys, and helping in whatever way I can in these times we live in whatever way I can, whether that's helping somebody come to Christ or know about Christ, or whether that's helping somebody in their Christian walk if I can help them. I mean, maybe my experiences don't help everybody, but whatever I can do. So yeah, that's kind of the general idea of the channel, and just wanted to share that with you real quick on my way back home to Northern California. And now my coffee's almost ready, so I'm gonna hold on. And if you haven't ever seen a French press, you should invest, because oh, there we go. It makes great coffee. I kind of really just started getting into these French press things, and man, it makes coffee as thick as mud. It's like this coffee will wake you up, and that's the way I like my coffee. So man, it's nice and simple. You can do it on the road, and this little one burner stove's great. So yeah, it'll be a couple minutes. I'll have a fresh cup of coffee, because I got to let it sit in there a while, and then push down and pour, and off I go. All right, so anyway, feel free to share your thoughts on these things. God bless you guys. I'll catch you on the next video.